Good afternoon. My name is Robert Newman. I'm a junior business administration major with a concentration in management from Morehouse College.
Good afternoon. My name is Taylor Buck. I'm a junior political science major from Spelman College.
And today we will be presenting Bridge Learning.
So everyone meet Ty. We're going to connect just how important bridge learning is. Ty was one of my students. He's a 7th grader. He is someone who loves video games, he loves his iPad, and he loves computer programming. Every day I tell him, turn off your iPad, put your phone away, and of course, no video games in the classroom. And every day he disconnects from the classroom because something that he's so immersed in, he's not able to use. So bridge learning is about taking technology and taking the classroom and helping Ty connect the two so that he can be engaged during all of my lessons. A whole new world. This is a quote that we got from the Office of Educational Research and Improvement. I don't care what field they're in, be it a factory worker, office worker, medicine, or whatever. There is no place where technology is not used. It's getting harder and harder to find jobs. You want your kids to get a leg up, it's becoming a necessary ingredient. There is no way that our students are going to be able to be competitive without technology.
So, before we get a little deeper into the presentation, we're going to give you guys some key terms that we're going to use throughout. The Alpha generation is first. This is the generation of children that were born after 2010. The next term that we use a lot throughout the presentation is culturally relevant lesson plans. These are lesson plans that make use of technology as opposed to creating that divide. Engaging. Engaging is tending to draw favorable attention or something that's more attractive. So when we say engaging student, we mean, something that's more attractive to the student. Technology. Technology, we mean smartphones, tablets, computers, and websites, and other things that we use in our day-to-day life. Traditional teaching style. This is the lecture-based lessons with very little technology. This is when the teacher is standing up in front of the class, giving information, and students are sitting in the desk absorbing the information. And the Z generation. These are children that were born between the years 2000 and 2010. So, what's our problem? There's been an increase in technology use throughout the world over the past couple of decades and the lack thereof in the classroom. And this has created a rift in the teacher-student learning process. The traditional learning process where a teacher would lecture in front of a class and the students were expected to absorb the information and later on regurgitate this information and give it back and, expected to comprehend this information isn't as effective as it once was, and it isn't as efficient as it can be. According to a New York Times article, there is a mounting indirect evidence that constant use of technology can affect behavior, particularly in developing brains, because of heavy stimulation and rapid shifts in attention. So according to this graph, there's been an increase in technology, and it's also shifting how students are learning. It's also shifting how people are learning new informations, which goes to show that the way technology is teaching people outside of the classroom versus the way that students are expected to learn inside the classroom, there's a growing gap.
So, technology in the classroom is something that is a tad bit controversial. Some teachers say that it serves as a distraction for students, but after researching some case studies, we were able to find some benefits from having technology in the classroom. The first benefit is increased motivation and self-esteem. Case studies show that the use of technology can have a positive effect on students in class activities and in their own sense of capability. It also motivates students to participate in class. The second benefit is preparing students for future careers. Some of the fastest growing careers involve technology, and they will be expected to navigate computer programs and other avenues of technology. So it's important that students are exposed to technology as soon as they can, so that they can become experts by the time they're ready to join the workforce. Then you also have promoting equality. There are some students who come from low-income homes where they don't have access to computers, to iPads, and iPhones. Bringing technology into the classroom gives these students the opportunity to be competitive with their affluent peers who have technology in their house and in their classroom all the time. So who has the problem? Bridge learning is a solution for teachers. It focuses on teachers who have outdated teaching styles and strategies and gives them the opportunity to incorporate technology into their classrooms. How will we solve the problem? So Bridge Learning closes the gap between technology used in our everyday lives and the traditional classroom learning process. So these lessons are actually created for the Alpha and the Z generation. This website serves as a guide for teachers to evolve their traditional teaching style into a more effective way through the use of technology in their everyday process and routines.
So how are some of the people solving this problem today? There are hundreds of websites out there that provide lesson plans, adaptive teaching strategies, and technology-based lessons. But these websites we've found are difficult to navigate, they're not very user-friendly, they're not very well known, and the lesson plans aren't specifically tailored to these newer generations of children. So who are some of our competitors? The biggest competitor that we had that closely resembled the product that we are coming up with was PathBright. PathBright is a e-resource that has it's a database that incorporates different lesson plans, different uses of technology in the classroom, and different more modern teaching strategies. Some of the cons of PathBright, however, is one, it's fairly new, so it's not very well known, and especially in this region, and it's not, again, tailored to that specific Alpha and Z generation of children. One of our next biggest competitors that we saw was Discovery Education. Discovery Education is a subset of the Discovery Group, and it focuses on, again, education, classroom, in the classroom. Some of the benefits of this website was it did make use of technology. But, again, some of the cons, the technology is not technology isn't the focus in the lessons. So they provide lessons online, but the use of the technology isn't the main focus. And again, it's not tailored to this Alpha and Z generation. And on the Android and Apple market, there are various apps out there for education and various tools that one can download and use. But in the world of multitude, who has time to really go through all the apps and look for the best apps for a particular subject or for a situation?
So the target market, we're in Fulton County, so we thought it was the most efficient way to start our business is to actually start in Fulton County. So Fulton County, we're starting with middle school teachers. There are actually 19 middle schools within Fulton County, and there's a student ratio of 28 students to 1 teacher. So this basically explains that there are big classroom sizes, and so there are more students to get engaged, and that makes it very difficult, especially during this time in middle school. So you may ask, why middle schools? Middle school students are still developing skills in deductive reasoning, problem solving, and generalizing. Their brains are still developing, and so teachers cannot crash too much information in one lesson. Thus, the more engaged the information is, the more likely the information will be retained. In order to accommodate this brain development, teachers must provide lessons that are varied with lots of involvement and hands-on activities. So therefore, the use of technology is imperative with these lessons so that it can help bridge the gap between their brain development and helping them actually learn the information that's necessary.
So what is our solution? The solution is a website in which teachers can find lessons that incorporate technology and thus create a learning environment that is more relevant or more culturally relevant to the way that the younger generations of students learn. The subject matters that we're picking is going to stretch from the 6th grade standards of Fulton County all the way up to the 8th grade standards of Fulton County. So how does our solution work? So Bridge Learning basically is it provides teaching strategies and lesson plans that incorporate the use of technology in the classroom setting, such as iPads, such as iPods, smartphones, such as different websites and things, so that the teacher can use things that the students already know how to use and already are easily versed in, and the information can be given more accessibly.
So, for example, I'm a teacher and I just taught my students one of the major events that happened in the Civil War. So using their Twitter accounts, they will have to explain what they just learned in 140 characters or less. This is a way that you take a lesson plan like history and incorporate technology like Twitter, which everyone has, and then be able to show you that they did learn the information in a concise paragraph of 140 characters or less. How does the solution make money? So teachers will have to pay a monthly fee of $10 per month for them to access all the lesson plans. The marketing plan. So the way that we plan on recruiting teachers is by attending teacher conferences and making visits to the schools within Fulton County. So the teachers who are interested in actually trying it, we'll give them a free trial where they will receive up to 3 lesson plans. So hopefully after the lesson plans, they'll become believers and subscribe to our website.
So in conclusion, the increase in technology and the lack thereof in the classroom is creating a rift or a gap between the way teachers teach and the way students learn, which is why we chose the name Bridge. And we plan on solving this by providing teaching strategies and lesson plans that incorporate the use of technology and the use of culturally relevant things as to fit these lessons and strategies towards the Alpha and Z generations. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.